Nyokabi Kamau tells me it is the Victoria Falls secrets.
If you have not invested in a proper sexual toy, please do not improvise.
You never know, because at the end of the day, it's about making the fingers do the walking. Sorry, is it the talking?
It's the walking.
So I'll talk on behalf of the girls who are in the rural Kakamega, who don't know what it is, and they go to church and they're told this is a sin.
Most funny thing about sex is the one thing that you're taught not to do since you're a small girl, and then when you get married, everybody is telling you, go ahead and do that bad thing.
Good evening. Tonight we are starting off with a more interesting topic, and that is the right signal. I'm your host, Likuyani Eli, and of course, this is the late night date with Likuyani Eli and GK Kamau in Nairobi. Good evening, Nyokabe.
Good evening, Eli. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to talk about late night stuff.
Are you? I think we should sit up and get ready to talk about
not just sit
things.
back, we should equally lay back and get into the mood.
We lay back and get into the mood.
Yeah, I don't know.
Topic tonight.
Yeah, because I have no idea how people's day was. But in case you're joining us, feel free to tell us about your day. The topic tonight is the right signal. And of course, I have Nyokabi Kamau, who is a relationship coach. She will be taking us through those signals. You know, sometimes you do not know when you have to ask, your loved one to take care of your other needs. Sometimes after the food is served, you are, you're just gazing at her and you're like, mbona anatembea tembea hivi akiinama, akiinuka? Are they trying to worship? Yes, they're trying to worship. But Nyokabi, what are these signals we are talking about tonight?
Well, today we are talking about the amazing signals that lead to conjugal rights. We are going to be very scientific in our terms because of parental regulations. So we are looking at the signs that your partner is interested in a night that is very intimate. Some of the signs that you can express to your partner to let them know that tonight would be a good night for us to engage in intercourse or to engage in intimacy at that level. So which are some of the signs? Do we start with the men or do we start with the women?
Even before we do all that, I would like for people to know that we actually live for the moment. And in case you want to give us your signs that you want to show Mr. Man or Madam that tonight I'm ready and ripe, kindly share with us in the comment section. And don't forget, hashtag @inheart. Remember to tag Nyokabi GK Kamau in your comments because she has all the secrets. Back to you, Nyokabi. Let's start first with the ladies, because I'm told ladies, when it comes to love making sessions, it means more to them. And correct me if I'm wrong, because for a man, it's only that, like, you said it before, inakuwa tu pakata, 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 and we are there and we've done and we have arrived. But now I'm told for ladies, it goes way beyond. It's a process. Pepeta jiko. Pepeta jiko.
I'm looking for my pen so that I can illustrate why it's so different for women.
Okay.
Now for men, let me use men. Men have compartments, okay? Small boxes, not very big boxes, but small boxes. They put things into compartments. Let's say maybe there is God, or today we're not talking about God. Then there is family. I will be showing you what I'm writing. Then there is work. And there is social. So this is how the mind of a man works. I don't know if Ellie, you can be able to see, or the light is too much. You can't be able to see what I have written.
Tuna suffocate. Just try to explain to us your diagrams.
So what I have done is that I have drawn small boxes to illustrate how the mind of a man works. So the mind of a man works in boxes. Each box has its own specific items in it that relate to one another, that correlate to one another and are logical. They are very logical in those boxes. If it is matters family, they are categorized. There is wife, there is children, there is financial things concerning family, there is coming home, there is spending time with family. So men's mind work in that level. Okay, according to Dr. Goodback. Now, Gudok, but women's mind work differently. Women's mind work in form of a circle, like literally a circle like this.
Everything is connected to everything.
Everything is connected to everything, and that's what makes love making very difficult for women.
And now I
Because if you
understand why they have that tendency of rewarding us for good behavior. But anyway, let me not cut you
yes,
short.
so for a woman, in order for them to enjoy an excellent intimate time, for you to experience maximum pleasure with your woman, she must be happy with you from the onset, from morning to lunchtime to evening. And when you
Mhm.
get home, the way you relate with her at that time will either put her in that mood or put her off. Even the conversation that you have with her, from the way you address situations at home, will put her off, depending on how you choose to address that particular situation. So when it comes to setting for the mood for the women, it's good to either let things flow depending on the type of person you're dating, or to outrightly tell the person you're dating that tonight is the night this is going down, stuff is going down, depending on the kind of person you're dating. But what to be careful about as a gentleman is the way your day has been from the beginning. If you have been quiet the whole time, hujamwongelesha, then umekuja jioni umeanza kusema you're getting nothing, you're not getting anything, you'll not get a response. But if you make a woman feel some type of way, you through speaking her love language, then you're more likely to achieve what you're looking to attain. So we are talking about setting the mood for love making. For women, I always encourage women to set the mood themselves. It's very unrealistic and very high. It's a very unrealistic expectation to expect your partner to set the mood for you. So set the mood for yourself, because you're the one who knows what you want, how you want it, when you want it. So if you're the kind of girl who likes the atmosphere to be in a certain way, like you want a certain smell, you can light your scented candles. If you're the kind of girl who likes the room to be lit in a particular way, you can put the bulb that you want in the color that you want. You can diffuse some essential oils to create that aroma that you want. You can make the bed and lay out the pedals as you like, depending on what you like yourself. If you take it upon yourself to give yourself that satisfaction or that itch, then you take away that responsibility from your partner of them going out of their way to meet some of these needs, which sometimes they're just not in the mood, but you want it that particular way. Because we are talking about the long signals. We'll go to the short signals where it's like, where si nini, you go to the toilet, mnamalizana na mnarudi sitting room, mnaendelea na movie. 5 seconds later, we are talking about a romantic night, a night that is special, that is supposed to feel a certain way. So I encourage the ladies to always set the mood for themselves. Wear your lingerie and wear it for yourself. Stand in
Mhm.
the mirror and say, I look fantastic, I look lovely. Love it. Don't look for your partner to compliment, because some of the things that are very challenging when it comes to matters love making is the expectation. Love making is an art, is like cooking food. For example, I can make some very nice chapatis and I go out of my way and maybe add some pumpkins to it, thinking that this will impress my partner. But when they come home, they eat the chapatis bluntly and they don't even bother to leave a compliment and say, hey, those were nice chapatis. Thank you for making an effort and going an extra mile to add pumpkins instead of just doing the plain, ordinary chapatis. But there is somebody who will be so impressed by the fact that, hey, you went out of your way and you added some pumpkins. I really appreciate that. So love making is a nut like that. So if you expect your partner to compliment or to recognize the efforts that you have put or the thoughts that you have put into that particular thing, then you end up being disappointed, you end up being frustrated as a lady, and you don't enjoy the love making itself. So if you do it for yourself and not for your partner, if you do it and compliment yourself, and it's a place that you get, by the way, Ellie, it's not something that you wake up one morning and you're like, okay, I can do this. No, it's a place you get with yourself. You grow sexually, you grow emotionally, you grow intellectually, and you get to a place you're like, he doesn't have to say the lingerie is nice. If you thought the nurse outfit was excellent on you, wear it and own it and become a nurse. If you thought the pussycat nana was also, wear it and own it for yourself and feel good about yourself. Even compliment yourself. Stand there in the mirror and say, I look fantastic. So prepare the night yourself and let it unfold the way you would want. Now, we want to involve your partner so that they can cooperate with you. It will be very unfortunate that umevaa outfit, umewasha candles, umeset the mood, alafu the guy comes amekaa hapo kwa kiti amekula sapa tap. You're thinking, hey, You know, it can be
Yokabi,
waiting.
you just talked about me, but anyway, let me not say much about myself. You say about the other guy that you're talking about.
So the other guy, we need to prepare this guy. As a lady, you need to prepare this guy. For this night, you need to prepare him. So send him a sexy text and tell him, you know what? I'm in the house waiting for you, wearing nothing but your t-shirt or wearing my birthday suit, looking forward to you coming home. Try and come a bit earlier, and let me see you, come over, those kind of conversations. So prepare the person. They know when they get home, they are waited for and they're expected. Sometimes just telling a guy outrightly, it's going down tonight, is such a turn on for some. They're like, hey, tonight. They just leave whatever they are doing. Wana-
Hata kama ulikuwa uende night
anaelekea
shift,
nyumbani.
hata kama ulikuwa uende night shift, you decide
Anakuta
that you are not doing that.
you're going home to attend to that particular need. And when they get there, don't complicate things, just get into the mood and do what you need to do. There are others who prefer the long walk. There are others who want to be walked with the process. Even men also like to be walked with the process. Send them a lovely text and let them know. Send them an image of your legs. Take a picture of your legs and send them suggestively, like the one that was trending on Facebook of the baby mama sending the picture, here is your son, don't disturb me
Yes,
anymore. I don't know whether
yes.
Ellie you saw that picture. I wish we had it, we show it
How would
here.
I have missed that one?
Can you Google it? You show it here, the picture I'm talking
Just
about, so
try.
that I get it.
We'll try to find out if I can get it. Go
So
ahead.
that they get a picture of what we are talking about. You create in the mind of your partner. You let them know that stuff is again. It's unfair for you to plan things without involving your partner. It's important for you to involve your partner and to let them know what you're planning, what you're thinking, so that they're on board with you. And this is for the ladies. Men are not angels. You have to communicate. When you're feeling it, you're feeling it. Own it. And by the way, it's a turn on for them. You can even tell them, hey, I'm feeling this way, and I need you to come home and attend to this particular need. You can use, if you want to use the long way of getting there, you can say your back is aching, and doctors say that this helps with back pains. If you want to take the short way, you can say, I'm horny and I need 1, 2, 3 things, and your partner will be very excited to come over and attend to that particular need. Now, when it comes to men, there are men who enjoy romance. There are people who think that men don't enjoy romance, right? So there are men who enjoy the romantic thing. They want to go all the 9 yards like women. They want the candles. They want the light. Yes, don't look at me funny, Ellie. It happens.
I'm just
They want
thinking
the
because
candle.
because I'm the type that when shika hapo kwa mgongo. Peleka chini. So and I d-
Even
and I
those
don't
are
want and some people will now extend it and start now doing like rubbing your no. There's a difference. Please explain to them the difference of scratching and trying to trigger your laugh industry kind of, and actually setting the mood so that when the boy child is being handled, you say, hey, oh, those kind of things. Kindly explain.
okay, Ellie, you're a special breed. No.
I just thought they should
Oh,
know.
you're a special breed. Oh my goodness. So for the men, when we want to prepare the men, touch is a very important love language. It's a love language and it also applies very well in love making. There's touch that is sexual and there's touch that is not sexual. Like now, depending on your partner, when you have your partner, you know what they want and how they like it. So depending on your partner, you know that if scratching them will turn them on or not, and it's scratching them gently is not, it's the running of
Mtu ni kama
the
uko
caress.
na chawa. It's like you
Yeah,
have please
it's
they are
just
they are,
to
they are on
to
all
for
over
them
you.
to feel the tip of your hands on their Eli, kwani uko
You
na
know you
shabiki hapo
you know
unajaribu
you
kuambia ati
you know you've never been you've never been over scratched probably. Mtu anakutumia kama scratch card ya Safaricom na coin and you're like what is happening here? Please tell them that's not sending the right signal. The right signal is there's that touch. Na sio kama ile anganga
it's
unachapwa kofi ndio
caressing.
uanguke.
It's caressing.
I don't understand. I give up. Continue. Tell them
It's
those things.
caressing. First of all, we are not even calling it scratching, we are calling it caressing. So you're caressing the person's back because it's
That is
arousal.
what I'm talking about. There is
It
some
causes them
difference
to be
between
aroused.
caressing. There's I give up.
I did not know, Ellie, you can make such a big deal out of a scratch.
Because I'm a victim of scratches. I'm talking for my own and for other boy children that are the son of Adams have really suffered. And worse
Sasa
is,
papaya nimesikia kujikuna hata mimi. Acha nijikune.
you know, that's why even Willie Paul went ahead and sang Bwana Mkunaji menikuna pele. Anyway, tuendelee.
So we are caressing, Ellie, we are caressing. We are not scratching. So we are caressing areas that are arousal and sexual at the back. The backs are normally very nice. Under the armpits are also very nice. The chest also coming down all the way to the stomach. So we are caressing and creating that atmosphere, saying that, hey, tonight stuff can be going down. Below the belly here on the pelvic bone is also a very nice place to caress for the women that are
The women.
caressing. Women are caressing the men. Men are the ones who like to be caressed below
Tell
at the
them we
pelvic
are
bone.
like small puppy dogs. Unakaa hivi unaambia babes, pitisha mkono.
Nataka kuwa pampered.
Hey, that's the only time we get manicured. Somebody is marinating you for the season. How will you not perform?
So those are the things we are talking about. We are talking about caressing the face. Also, running your hands on the face is very important. Running your hands at the forehead and at the back of the head also. Those are the signals that we are sending out to your partner, saying that, hey. And I say that there are caresses that are sexual and there are caresses that are non-sexual. It's very important as partners for you to communicate these two things to one another, because there are men who come home and all of a sudden they start caressing their wives, and what sends to the mind of the wife is, huyu ananitafutia nini? You know, today I'm just not in the mood. And sometimes the caress is innocent, but because this person only touches you when they want to be intimate with you, then that's the only signal that goes out.
That's the
But if
time
you're
they
the person,
do this. You've never experienced it. Let me tell you, because I'm a victim. They do this to your hand. They throw it away. You try to bring it back, they take it away, and you're just trying to be nice.
no, but you see, if you're just trying to be nice, then that means if you experience that kind of a situation, Ellie, where when you go to caress her or to touch her, she pushes you away, it means that every time that you do that is when you're looking for an intimate night. You're looking for intercourse. So if you want it to be part of your love language, then you do it more often, and you just tell her, I am just touching you, I'm not asking for anything. Sometimes
I
it's
would
good to
say,
just
I would
communicate
say no.
and be blunt.
You know the problem is, Nyokabi, you're saying it has to be part and parcel of it. But I'm also
Yes.
here thinking we are talking about the right signal. You know, the signal has to be very, very clear. Nikifinya hapa, mfereji inafunguka. Nikifinyua hapa, automatic doors inafunguka. Now, if it is always the same button you are pressing, control Z iwezi kuwa control redo. Control Z ni
But
control
you
Z.
see, there are so many places you can caress other than sexual places, and that's why I say there's sexual caressing and non-sexual caressing. And you
Thank
know
you.
what arouses your partner, you understand what turns your partner on. So when you're touching them, to achieve intimacy and a sexual night, you touch them where it arouses them and where it turns them on. Are you together, Ellie? So you're not
Yes.
just touching carelessly. You're touching with a purpose and with a goal. You're touching hoping to achieve something at the end of it. So when you get the go ahead, when you send the signal that, hey, I'm interested in this particular kind of a night, when you get the go ahead, then now you progress and go deeper and go directly now to what will turn the person more on, and you get to the place where you are enjoying your conjugal rights, Ellie.
Now,
Mm.
you've talked about the touching, but let's go
Yes.
back to the very, very basics that a man will say. You talked about the lingerie thing, but I'm told there's always one that happens. Either they are preparing to be harvested, or you did not harvest them well. They will start singing. So which are these kind of dodgy songs they will sing, or love making songs they will produce that you will know today? Mambo ni mazuri ama I did not perform according to expectation.
Well, I don't understand your question, Ellie. What are you asking?
Women in general,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
I'm asking to be corrected if I'm wrong.
Mm.
In case you did your job well, it's either
Yes.
that day they will cook very well, or they will be singing throughout the day in
Yes.
anticipation for the round two.
Yes.
And there are others who will now start singing mockery songs. So how do you make them sing those songs of encouragement? Niambie kidogo.
Thank you, Ellie, for bringing up that question. That's a very important question. You know, men operate on the assumption that women don't enjoy sex as much as men, which is a wrong assumption, because also women enjoys intimacy as much as men do. And also number 2, women are like lighting a jiko. Usipopepeta jiko iwake vizuri that the woman is at the point where you're at, you most definitely will leave her hanging and you'll not deliver as expected. So this is the idea for you to do so that you can be able to experience all the nice songs sung all the time. You must be willing to satisfy your partner. And these are the challenges that most couples have. The partner is not willing to satisfy the other partner. And most of the times, by the way, unfortunately, we are stereotyping, but men are the ones who are not willing to satisfy their partners. They look to penetrating, thrashing, and releasing, and ejaculating, and leaving it at that. And it's a very unfair, universal way of sexual interaction. If you purpose to pleasure your partner, if you say in your heart and in your mind that I also want my partner to enjoy intimacy with me, then you put in the effort. Hii tunaitanga kupepeta moto, alafu nachapa hadi lale. You allow your partner to also enjoy the session. Are we together? By preparing them properly, which is the category we call the foreplay category. So for a woman, it's very important that you ensure that you give them amazing foreplay. When it comes to foreplay, there's kissing.
Let's start with the foreplay. Sorry, I would like you to expound on the foreplay part because
Yes.
people are asking me questions here about the kind of songs I will sing for them. But for the moment,
Yeah.
kindly give us the foreplay, not one those ones that really work miracles, that they call
So
heaven until heaven arrives.
Early partners are different. Partners are different. What works for one partner does not work out for the other. So it's important for you to pay attention to what your partner is responding to. So there is no one that really works miracles because people are different. So when you talk about foreplay, we are talking about kissing. We start with kissing. Kissing, there's French kissing or intimate kissing or kissing that is deep, that is involving the lips, involving the tongue, depending on what your partner prefers. And by the way, kissing, French kissing does not mean exchanging saliva. Saliva can be a bit disgusting and can be a turn off to your partner. So you have to be very careful about saliva. So there is that issue of kissing. It's part of foreplay. There is the issue of touching, which is caressing. The caressing of face, of the body and other body parts that are sexually aroused or result into sexual arousal. So there is that caressing. There is also the issue of stimulation of sexual parts, which are the penis and the vagina and the clitoris. So those areas that you want to stimulate and arouse your partner to the point that they're experiencing wetness, they're experiencing a hard-on. So that is foreplay in itself. The foreplay also setting up of the mood, lighting, scented, or the 5 senses, the smell, the mouth, the eyes, and the ears, all those things. There is also communication, how you're telling this person, oh, I think you're beautiful. I love the way you feel. I would like to touch your breast. I love your breast. You can come up with a name for them. You can call them twins, or you can call them whatever you want to call them. Beautiful names that make your partner feel some type of way. You can tease each other with touch,
Tunazita
with
majina ya
words.
magari. Tunazita majina ya magari. Parts of a car. Your dashboards.
Yes.
For
If your partner,
I prefer calling them the Twin Towers, like the one of Nation
yes.
Center.
Yes, they are called the twin towers. You see, so if your partner is, you now begin to communicate, you apply the 5 senses, you apply the ears, you apply the eyes, you apply the nose, you apply the mouth. You make sure that you're satisfying every part of those. The person is hearing what you want. They are seeing your body reacting. They can see the way you're responding to. That is part of foreplay. They are seeing to what you're interested in. The atmosphere is smelling good. It feels right. You've taken a shower. You've prepared yourself. It's important to take a shower. You can't come with a bad breath and makwapa inanuka sijui kama nini and you want to jump all over your partner. You know, if you've had a long day, take a shower, brush your teeth. Then you're applying to the lips. You're kissing them. You're making them feel. You're applying to the 5 senses. So that is foreplay. When you come from the foreplay, when your partner is ready, and this mostly goes out to the men, always check with your partner that they are ready to be penetrated, especially if you are a 1-minute man. Let me sip some water.
Hey, I'm equally sipping for you.
If you are a 1-minute man, Ellie, ensure that your partner is ready to be penetrated, because you must maximize that 1 minute to the maximum.
Let me
Please
call a
do
meeting
not
to
rush.
all 1-minute men. Dear 1-minute men, I know you are watching with your girlfriends hiding and laughing sheepishly.
Wacha
Kindly
nikunywe maji
listen.
juu najua comments zitanimaliza. No.
Kindly listen
If you are
to
a
what
1-minute
Wakabe
man,
says.
If you're a 1 minute man, ensure that your partner is properly prepared and is ready for penetration. Ensure that they have experienced orgasm through external stimulation. Because you cannot be able to achieve internal orgasm with 1 minute. So ensure by the time you're penetrating your partner, they have already experienced external orgasm, which comes from stimulating their clitoris, stimulating their breast, stimulating areas that they are aroused, because not every woman who likes to be stimulated on the breast and not every woman who likes to be stimulated on the clitoris. So we are communicating about the partner that you are with. You have studied them, you have understood their sexual needs.
Yeah.
So now, when it comes to penetration, it's very important after foreplay that you know that your partner is ready. What I wanted to note is that most men, when they feel a small wetness kidogo tu hivi anataka kupenetrate, that does not mean your partner is ready. Your partner themselves, they should be the one who are leading you to penetrate and asking you to penetrate and taking their hand and leading the equipment to penetrate. So if you're the one who is putting the equipment, it means your partner is not ready. They're just afraid to tell you they are not ready.
But what
And there
there
is
are those
no,
there are those daughters of Jezebel. They will never say anything. If you turn them left, they go left. If you turn them, what do you do with such? Clearly.
you need to build their confidence. You need to communicate. And that's why we are applying to their 5 senses. Communicate. Ask them, do you like what is happening? Are you enjoying? Look at their body language. How are they responding? Then, if they tell them, are you ready for me to penetrate? Ask. Especially if you have a partner who is very quiet and reserved and timid and is very conservative when it comes to these matters, then ask them questions that lead them. Build that confidence within them that they feel they are ready to tell you how they feel and what they want from that particular experience. So when it becomes a two-way street, that you're not just looking to penetrate and ejaculate, you're looking to also satisfy your partner sexually, then the objective becomes different. Now, there are men who will complain and say that this is a long process, there are so many terms and conditions that they're not willing to go all the way. I am not saying that every time that you want to do this, that the process has to be the same, but you can pick once a week to give your wife that experience so that they also feel satisfied and they enjoy the sex. Or you can pick twice a month or thrice a month that will make sure that your partner has experienced maximum sexual pleasure, so that when you ask for the quickies, you get them. When you ask for your 1 minute, you get it, because juzi perform vizuri. So that is how you improve the songs and you don't get the songs of mockery.
Sasa
Yes, but if you are
tule tusichana tunashindanga hapa tukituambia I need a beast, I need a beast. What beast are we needing? Because apparently you've really put it, despite how good of a performer you are, hiyo kitu unaweza chapa miezi mbili ndio urudi tena point 9. Is that what you're saying?
yes,
It's
you
not an
see,
everyday
like I said,
thing.
at the beginning, I said that everything is connected to women. You have to make sure that the feeling is connected to the way you're acting to them, is connected to it is making them feel loved and cared for. When you remove that feeling of you care about me and you love me, then the sex just becomes plain. And when it becomes plain, a woman loses interest. Utashinda ukimbembeleza tu na hataki, because you're not meeting their emotional need. You have to allow every connection to connect, every wire to connect. So connect, feed the emotion, feed the physical intimacy, feed the intellectual intimacy by calling them, SMSing them, communicating with them, show care and love. You know, the TLC, tender, loving, and caring. You know, meet those TLCs so that this person is able to be at that place that when you come to ask them to penetrate you, then they are happy. So, but for men, you know, men just need to be visual. I put mind yake kwa hivyo, ferenda imesimama na kazi imeendelea. You know, but for women it's very different. Ellie, you have to put in the effort, and that's why I said, if it's not an everyday thing, the 9 yards, then you ensure that within a month that you're giving your wife that satisfaction at least twice or thrice, or your partner, your sexual partner, twice or thrice, so that they also feel that you're scratching their need and you're satisfying them and they're not sexually deprived and sexually frustrated. Right? Yes, Ellie, ask me another question.
I'm going to ask you another question, but after we take this break, remember, guys, we are here with Nyokabi GK Kamau, relationship coach, and of course, she knows matters sex. So, in case you want to learn more about sex, this is the place to be. And we're not just talking about sex, we're talking about intimacies, because it's more than just penetration. That's why we're having this discussion tonight. Make a point of joining us every single Wednesday, because every Wednesday we have interesting stuff. And here is a profile of Nyokabi. Come on. Of course, we are back, and this says Late Night Date with Ellie, and of course, GK Kamau Nyokabi. How are you once again? Karibu. Umetuambia
Niko
mambo zenye zinafanyika
yes.
na vile zinahitaji kufanyika. Okay, actually, I'm mixing these languages so that we can have an easy conversation. There are some words you cannot say them in English. You will look
Yes.
rude. So, Nyokabi, I want to bring you to some discussion we had some time back in the month, and let's
Yes.
listen in. Okay.
Let me talk about what Lillian is saying, that they have a very hard time. Let me say, when you, as a woman, when you interfere with your body, either through contraceptives, the use of contraceptives, or through those jabs that lower your libido, it has a long-term effect on your weight. It has a long-term effect on your weight. It has a long-term effect on your ability to conceive and to carry a baby to full term. It has a long-term effect on your libido and your performance sexually. So you need to allow your natural way of sexuality to actually happen.
Yes, that's just you. I didn't want to quote somebody else so that we are in the right wavelength. Libido, it's an issue to a lot of couples and relationships, and sometimes it causes rifts in a relationship.
Yes.
So, how do you then make sure that these signals are working correctly by actually addressing the libido issue? And mostly, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong again, Yokabi, it affects more the female partner in a relationship.
Actually, that's not true, Ellie.
Yeah.
Libido affects more men than it affects women. It's just that women don't talk about it, and women don't go around saying that, oh, my man is not interested in intimacy. But I've come to discover through coaching and through talking to a lot of women that men generally have very low libido, and they perform very minimally to what is expected of women. And actually very few men actually get proper hard-ons, because also the issue of having a proper hard-on affects your libido and your stamina as well. Ellie, when you talk about libido, what are we talking about? When you talk about libido, we are talking about your urge to have sexual interaction. That's what
Mm,
we mean by the word libido, because most people see high libido, it improves your libido, and people don't know what is this libido.
mm,
Libido is your the need, that need for you, a high performance need for sexual interaction. So I want to mention things that affect men and things that affect women, and I'm going to start with men. Now, when it comes to men, this hormone, it has run out of my head, the pronunciation has run out of my head. The sexual hormone for men, when you have low of it, I'll remember the name and I'll share, then you experience low libido. Pro- the word is running out of my head. You see the
I
problem
am
of a life
I
so early.
I am not
So
going to pronounce that
tell
word
me,
because myself and science like this, the only science I know is biology of practicals. Continue.
someone to tell me there in the comments the science name for the sexual hormone for men. You all know it. So that sexual hormone, when it's down, then you experience low libido. And there are many reasons why you can experience that sexual hormone to being low. It can be because of your hormones, general hormones, because men also have hormones, and people think women are the only ones who have women hormones. Men also have hormones, and they have sexual hormones as well. So when your hormones are low, you experience low libido. When your sperm counts are low, you experience low libido. When your health is not at optimum, then you experience low libido. And the reasons why your health cannot be at optimum is because of your diet and the things that you're eating. If you're the kind of guy who is always eating chipos, sijui, you're always eating at sijui what, you don't eat proper food that gives you the nutrients that you need for your body to function the way it's supposed to function, then you experience low libido. There are also chronic conditions that lead to low libido, such as inaitwaje, low blood pressure, hizi homa kubwa kubwa kama TB, testosterone. That's the word, that's the hormone, testosterone. So if your testosterone hormone is low, then you experience low libido. So even men should also do hormonal test if you don't wake up with a proper hard-on. And when I say a proper hard-on, namaanisha imesimama kama shuma ya doshi. If your libido is, your hard-on is like this, you need to see your
Sasa
doctor.
mimi
Eh,
sitawaambia nini ufanyika because this is purely for production purposes. Disclaimer. Continue.
So you need to wake up in the morning with a proper hard-on, the hard-on that is standing
Pedo
properly.
capedo.
Proper, especially if you're in the you're not past 70 years, you should always have a proper hard-on. And you know, people are
Did you
thinking
say
70
70?
years. Yes, even when you're
Ndio
40, when
sababu
you're
tu,
50.
ndio sababu tu zetu the warriors are dying in the field of
Yes,
battle.
because they're not able to have a proper hard-on and they're not able to sustain that hard-on. So they have premature ejaculations, they have poor hard-ons. So you need to have a proper hard-on because of what you eat and the level of your hormones. Your food plays a very key role. The health of your stomach and your gut. Your stomach is very connected to your hormones and to your sexual performance. You have to take care of your stomach. So men, stop thinking at unaweza kula chipo na keki and then you go performing in bed. You will not. And it will also affect your stamina as well, your ability to last longer with a hard-on. That is what I mean when I say stamina. You're not prematurely ejaculating. You ejaculate within the normal period of time, depending on your own body. And don't ask me what's the normal period of time. Higher. Moving on. I can tell when the questions are coming. I refuse them even before they start. Now, coming to women, there are things that affect women's libido and sexual performance. The first thing that affects a woman's libido, and let me tell you, it is not scientific, it is your self-esteem, the way you feel about yourself. And this one also affects men. It cuts across both sexes. The way you feel about yourself. And when I say about yourself, I mean physically. When you look at yourself in the mirror, what do you see? Which parts of yourself do you love? Do you hate? Do you despise? Do you admire? Do you appreciate? When you don't have a proper understanding of your self-image, when you have a distorted understanding of your self-image, your libido is bound to be low. It could be as a result of your childhood experience and childhood traumas, or it could be as a result of sexual partners' traumas. And sexual partners can really cause a lot of traumas. They tell you, oh, your vagina is smelling. Oh, I don't like the way you perform. Oh, I don't like the way you moan. Oh, you have a big
Kwanza
stomach
kuna
attracted to women.
there are those naughty ones that always say, "Oh, you are just like this. I need a
You have
real
a small
this."
one. When the relationship is ending, it always, as the better the
All of a sudden, our fingers become small.
it goes shrinking as bad as the relationship is. And that's why I said
That's not fair.
it affects both sexes. Even you mnatuambianga ati sijui inakaa kama imefunguka kama sijui nini.
Mimi
So stop
napenda
acting
huko
like
mahali
that area.
kumefunguka.
It takes two to tango.
Afadhali
Stop
tuende huko
acting
mahali
sad
kumefunguka.
that you're
Why
acting
will you
sad
go
and
to
all this.
closed doors? Why will you go to closed doors? Even the Bible itself, knock and it shall be opened. Why will you go to a closed one? So if anybody ever tells you you have a closed door, tell them this is where the kingdom lies.
So here we are. So those are some the self-image that you have really plays a very major key role on your libido and your performance sexually generally. So you need to have a right understanding, or don't let somebody tell you who you are. Know who you are. When you know who you are, somebody will not tell you who you are. If you think that you have a problem with those areas, please consult specialists who are out there that can be able to help you in private, so that you even protect yourself and how much you expose to other people. Now, moving to hormones. Hormones again affect both sexes, but women have two hormones that play a very key role. Actually, three hormones that play a very key role in their sexuality. There's estrogen, progesterone, and leptin hormone. The leptin hormone is the stress hormone. So when these hormones are not balanced, these hormones are supposed to play with each other like this, depending on which phase of your period you're at. So if you're at phase 1 or phase 2, one particular hormone is supposed to be higher than the other. So if they are not balancing together the way they're supposed to work, those are your sex hormones, then you experience very low libido. When you have very high progesterone, you're just moody and cranky. When you have very high estrogen, you're just moody and cranky. You don't want somebody touching you or anything. And you can always tell when your hormones are imbalanced. You experience a lot of facial breakouts. You experience a lot of weight gain. You experience a lot of lack of desire for your partner. You experience things that make you realize that your hormones are not at the right place. You also experience things that we call hot flashes as a woman. You're sweating and you don't know why. You're feeling hot and you don't know why. You're feeling too cold and you don't know why. So those are some of the signs that you can see that your feet are cold. Your stomach is a bit enlarged. I have a class on these hormones that I normally do it, and I think Ellie will plan one of these days and talk about those hormones, that class specifically for women, and invite them and talk about those hormones because they
Yes.
are very important and how they can balance them. So these hormones actually affect your libido as a person. All right. So these are the major things that affect your libido as a person. Now, the other thing is the use of contraceptives. The use of contraceptives in women affects their libido. There are contraceptives that react very badly, especially contraceptives that introduce hormones into your body. Whenever you go to your gynecologist and they give you a contraceptive, kindly do your research. These things you just Google, ask Google, find out the components that make this particular contraceptive and see how it's going to affect your two sex hormones, progesterone and estrogen. Find out how they are going to affect those two sex hormones so that you play it safe, because it will affect your weight. It will not just only affect your libido, it will also affect your weight. The other thing that lowers a woman's libido is the birth of children and the presence of children. If there is anything that women value with sex, is privacy and intimacy. When they feel that that privacy is invaded by either the crying of a baby or the running around of children, then it lowers their libido, because women are born naturals. Yes, they are born to protect their children.
Nao wenye
Yes,
wanaingianga tu kwa matatu na wanamalizia hapo kwa kona ya bus station, hao wako na gani hiyo?
hao wako na shida kidogo those are perverts, by the way. They are not normal. They are perverts, they need some help. But I'm talking about women who, and this is why you experience that during the time that your wife has a baby, you experience a very long dry spell before they can get to a place that they are okay with being intimate again. So that also affects the presence of children. The ability to give them that privacy plays a very key role in their libido and their interest in being intimate with you. What we said, we defined libido as your ability to have sexual desires. You want to have sex, you want to be intimate with your partner. The other thing that causes low libido, and I want to say this because I'm a relationship coach, Ellie, it is the issue of infidelity and mistrust in a relationship. If you don't deliver as a man, Ellie, in your bedroom, you're a 1 minute man and you're having an affair with somebody else, it makes your woman lose respect for you and they are not able to be intimate with you. And it's the same principle for men. When a man imagines that his woman was done to by another person, eh, yani, they just
Lakini
can't get to that
hiyo
place
hiyo
with
hiyo
you.
kesi hatuwezi maliza. Hii ya
Hiyo
kufanyiwa
kese,
ni ngumu. Hii ya kufanyiwa ni ngumu. Kwanza ukifanyiwa bibi. Nisisemi. Anyway, you've talked about those factors. I know, Nyokabi, I know, right? Today we
I
are
have
calling it
covered
as
both
it is.
scientifically. I have covered both scientifically and socially as a human being what affects you and causes you to have low libido and not enjoy intimacy. So before you ask me the question you have, just write it down. Let me address something right here, right now, because I'm a relationship coach.
Yeah.
If you're a lady and you're out there and you're wondering, why can't I experience optimum intimacy with my partner? Find out, is it an issue of the way they make you feel about yourself? With the way they touch you, does it give you pleasure? Does it annoy you? Does it offend you? Is it the interaction that is not appealing to you? Is it an issue of infidelity? At some point in that relationship, did you go through infidelity and it made you feel some type of way towards this person? When you can be able to get to the root and to the bottom line as to why your libido is low, then you can be able to address it and you can improve. And there is no libido that cannot be improved. Even those hormonal challenges I talked about, whether they are caused by contraceptives or just your body misbehaving, all those things can be corrected and naturally without even requiring to see a doctor. Just watching what you eat. That's why I said your stomach and the well-being of your body. You are what you eat. Literally, you are what you eat. If you eat the right food, God is an amazing person. He knew what he was doing. If you eat the right food, then your body performs at its optimum. Now, ask me your question, Ellie.
You've talked about food. In case I forget that question, kindly remind me about the food factor, because I want to address another question called, there is this
Yes.
animal which
Mm.
is also a libido problem.
Yes.
Ladies associate it. It's called headache.
Yes.
I have a headache. That
Yes.
libido headache. And there's another one that comes in the middle of the month when there is no money.
Yes.
Kindly address those libido problems.
Let me talk about the headache first. And I think I've already addressed it just in a different way, but now let me address it directly. When you see your partner is not willing to have intimacy with you and they are giving you whatever sort of excuses not to be intimate with you, there's somewhere the connections are not making. There's a need you're not meeting, either emotional, sexually, even sexually. They feel like you can find that there are partners who always have a headache because you're a 1 minute man and it's about you and you don't pay attention to your partner. So ask them, why do you always have a headache whenever I want to be intimate with you? Or ask them, how would you like, how can we improve our sex experience, so that they give you ideas and you have conversations. And it's not easy to have these conversations. They are very sensitive because a person can really be affected. Their egos can be bruised, their personality can be bruised, and their self-image can also be very badly bruised. So if your partner is having a headache, then there's something that is not connecting, either emotionally, financially, or physically. Ellie, it is impossible for me to enjoy sex when I'm worried about the electricity bill, or I'm worried
What are
about
you
the rent,
talking about? What are you
or
talking
the
about?
children. Wait,
Have you gone to slum areas? And I'm not talking this in bad light. Those people are populating. How do they populate without doing pare pare? Because that's the only thing they have between them and God.
they are content with their life. You see, I like the example that you have given me is very important. With every level of the pyramid, you're content with that level of the pyramid. If you are the top of the food chain, the ones that we term to be rich or the billionaires, they are always working harder to have more billions and to have millions, because your level yenye wako wana struggle na billions. When you come to the level of millionaires, they're struggling with millions. When you come to the levels of thousands, you're struggling with thousands. When you come to the levels of hundreds, we are struggling with hundreds. When it comes to the levels of penny, we are struggling with pennies. And so at each level that you are at, the struggle is real for you at where you are. These people are used to their lives. That is the only thing they enjoy and they max out on. But if I am worried that from where I am, I can step down, what is the worst can happen to you when you're the bottom of the pyramid? Nothing. What is that? If you're living in a 500 house, utahama uende wapi? But if I am living in a 25,000 house, niko middle class, and you're threatening that particular class for me for some time, it's very challenging emotionally for women. And that
This
is
is
why
what
we are
I will
talking about
say.
the
This is what I
issue
will
of
say.
money.
This is what I
Yes.
will say in Yokabi.
Say,
There's a
Ellie.
saying from my village that says, no matter what
Yes.
you are going through, eat fast.
Likuyani.
Can you
Yes.
hear me? No
Yes.
matter what
Eat
you're going through, eat fast.
fast. Yes.
No matter what you're going through, I'm saying today, eat your eater first. Go ahead.
You're here to advocate for the men, and I'm here to advocate for both sexes to balance the equation so that we can understand what's normally happening, so that you can help those people who experience those headaches instead of leaving your partner. I have seen somebody who said, I sometime back had a problem with headaches and the relationship ended. Instead of ending the relationship with that person, find out what's going on with them, especially if the relationship ended, there was a wire that wasn't connecting, because also women desire to be intimate with their partners. So find out in which area are you lagging and step up, because sex is not like riding a bicycle. Ellie, allow me to say this and to say it as bluntly as I can. Sex is not like riding a bicycle. At when you know how to do it, you know how to do it. No, sex is an art and it's a love language. You keep improving your art and you keep improving your love language with your partner.
Did
So
you just quote me? Did you just quote me?
this
Did you
notion,
just say
Ellie,
art in heart? Did you just say art in heart? Ah.
yes. So this
Wasanii tuendelee
notion
na
of
kazi.
women just lying there and waiting to be humped and to be read like a donkey, just lying there. You need to improve, learn how to move your waist, learn how to participate, learn how to become it's an art. You keep developing, you keep growing. It's not like
You
riding a
have to
bicycle.
send, you have to spread your wings. Don't
Yes,
just sit
spread
there.
your
Do
wings.
something.
Do something. Don't just sit there. Hey, hey. You're not even making a sound. And when you make a sound, you sound like a broken tractor. You know, learn something. Learn something. Learn the proper way of mourning. What turns on your partner, what turns off your
Now
partner.
don't mourn like
It's
as
an
if you are
art.
mourning a dead relative. Mourn as if you are feeling food is good. Please, they will start mourning their dead relatives here. Hey, hey, we are not doing that.
But like I said, Ellie, it is
Yeah.
custom to your partner. There are partners who don't mind women who mourn like that. They
No, they
even
should
watch
mourn as if they are
pornography.
eating sugarcane. Mourn as if you are eating sugarcane. You know, have you ever chewed sugarcane? That's what I'm advocating for, and I'm being serious. You are ruining your relationships thinking you are mourning, but you are mourning your dead anyway. Now, Nyakabi, I know time is never our friend, but there's this part I mentioned about food, and I believe you can address something on it because people come serve you. You know, okay, you know, people will say, "Yeah, what has happened to the men of today? You are useless. You are this. You are that." But they do not know our grandfathers used to wake up with nduma na uji, apewe njugu nusu kilo gorogoro, akimaliza hivyo awekelea muhogo. By the time jioni kuja akikupea muhogo, you are okay. Now these daughters of Jezebel, they are cooking as burgers. Alafu kuna kitu ingine
First of all, we
wamediscover
are not.
juzi inaitwa noodles. Kuna kitu
First
wamediscover
of all, we
juzi.
are not daughters of Jezebel. We are descendants of Sarah. We stop calling us daughters of Jezebel. We are not daughters
They
of
are the wrong
Jezebel.
ones. When I say this Jezebel, they are
Umenimaliza
the wrong
wewe.
ones. When I say Jezebel, they are the
Amenigeuza
wrong ones. You are the
Titanic.
Sarah. You are the Sarah. You are your Sarah. There is another generation of Jezebel. That's the one I'm addressing. They're cooking us noodles. They are cooking us some things that look like, and then they tell us, why are you not nining me like? When I was with my mother, she was cooking me mokimo, she was cooking me ugali, samaki. By the time I wake up, that's why at that age I was able to deliver on my mandate in office. Now I've moved in with you, you are cooking me burger, something that is so heavy but nothing in between. And then you expect me to perform like that tractor ulikuwa naongelea. Kindly address these daughters.
But we have talked about food.
Address it
We
better.
said you are.
Let them know. Tell them now. You address it, but now tell them.
That's why Eli ananiambia, I tell you what. I tell you what. I tell you to cook for your husbands properly. Like I said, it's not just cooking for your husbands properly. You also cook for yourself properly. You are what you eat. Literally. You are what you eat. And by that, let me tell you something, a personal experience, Eli.
Mm.
I used to be the type of person who used to believe that you're not what you eat. But in the year, and I used to be very big, I used to be overweight, by the way, for your information. By the year of 2018, I did a bit of research on hormones, balances, and what. And I discovered that in order to be at your optimum, you need to eat the right things. Do you know within 2 weeks of stopping to eat two things, milk and lactose and gluten, I had lost over, I don't know, 20 or 25 kgs. No
So
workout, no nothing.
please
Just
donate to
changing the
me
diet.
that weight you lost. I've been
So
struggling the way I am for a long time. Donate that
you,
weight.
when it comes to weight, there are two types of weight.
Mm.
There's hormonal weight that is caused by hormonal imbalance in women. And I think, Ellie, we should plan a show for hormonal balance and we invite as many women as we can and we talk about those things.
Mm.
But there is also weight that comes from poor diet and poor eating and malnutrition. You can be fat, but you're malnutritioned and you're not healthy. So you look healthy, but you go healthy. You just have fat. You're just walking around with a lot of fat.
Yeah.
So these two types of weight. So what I had, the weight I had was that hormonal weight. And hormonal weight comes with water retention. You find that you have a lot of water within your body. You're retaining that water. You should be going to the washroom and peeing. You don't go out and pee it. So when
Uh-huh.
you're going through that kind of weight retention, that's why I am an advocate for you are what you eat. You are exactly what you eat. Within a period of 2 weeks of changing my eating habits, I used to be a very bad feeder. Growing up all the way to the time I got married, I started eating properly when I got married. But before I had gotten married, I was a person who used to survive on milk and biscuits, poor feeder. But I
But
was
we
always
understand
overweight.
where you come from. It's obvious you like milk, but that's a story for another day.
Now, when I started eating properly, when I started eating a proper balanced diet, what does a proper balanced diet involve? It involves having the right stuff in that plate. It involves having proteins that can come from either beans or from meat. When we talk about proteins, people always assume we are talking about meat. There are also beans that have proteins. We are talking about
Also
greens.
processed proteins is important.
It plays a role. into
The
your
one
diet.
from
It
your
plays
husband, it plays a big role.
a
So
very big
take
role.
advantage of it.
Yes, and proteins, by the way, that particular protein that comes from your husband is also very good, ladies, for your face. Now that you're talking about that protein, so if
Do
you want to
masking,
spice things up,
face mask.
yes, if you want to spice things up in your relationship, tell him to release the proteins in your face, and then just spread it on your face like this and enjoy your night. And it doesn't smell badly. You'll have a very
Wait,
good night, and in the morning when you wake up, you'll have a very nice skin.
there is the fact you've mentioned, and there's a question I'd like for you to address later on. You've mentioned about the
Yes,
smell factor. There's a theory about pineapples just before you visit. How is this theory correct? Is it true? You must be knowing something
pineapples.
about it. Whereby the supplier of the face mask must
Yes,
eat pineapples, and then they taste like juice when you eat it. They literally taste like pineapples. Is this true?
wacha ni experiment, nitakwambia next Wednesday.
Okay, Mr. Kamau, kazi kwako. Kindly address this question, please.
Yes. Can infection reduce libido or it increases? Yes, it does increase. It does lower your libido, not increase. It lowers libido. Libido can only be lowered, not increased. So you lower your libido because that infection makes you feel insecure. That smell that's coming from that infection makes you feel uncertain. And infections are easy to deal with, even using food without necessarily taking medication. Then because we have decided to talk about food, let me talk about some of the ways that you can deal with infections. You can introduce something that is called a probiotic into your diet, into the food that you're eating, and that's the plate I was talking about. A probiotic is like yogurt, mala, kombucha, or kefir. So these are fermented foods or things that have gone through the process of fermentation that help you with your stomach, clean your stomach, and in the process they clean those infections that are down there. So if you're a lady, kindly become friends with those probiotics. Yogurt, you can either use normal yogurt or Greek yogurt if you're lactose intolerant. You can use kombucha, you can use kefir. If you Google on Facebook, there are so many people who are making kombucha and kefir. So fermented food is good for you. Fermented uji is good for your stomach. It will help you deal with those infections. Yoni steaming. Personally, I provide yoni steaming services. If you need to steam your yoni, if you don't know what is yoni,
What is
Google,
yoni? No.
Google
We are not
yoni.
Googling anything. You are here. You have to answer us. What is yoni, Nyokabi?
Mtu andike hapo kwa comments what is yoni. So yoni steaming also helps with infections. Wacha watu andike comments tuone kama watu
Nimeelewa. Ni ile yenye unasimama
Yes,
alafu unasimama hivi alafu mvuke unakuja za.
yes, hausimami, umekalia kiti hivi, uko na maji hivi moto, imewekwa some herbs and some oils, inakusaidia inaosha hiyo area vizuri. And this is not for you to try at home. You need a professional to help you who has been trained on yoni steaming. Yes, don't do it with your plastics because plastics release hormones. So those are some of the things that can help you with infection. If the infection persists, if it's being caused by maybe an STI or a sexually transmitted infection, please consult your gynecologist. They will help you test and tell you if it is transmitted. If it is an STI, they will give you the medication that you need. But if it's just a
Nyokabi.
yeast infection out of partners or out of wearing damp panties or whatever, those ones you can treat naturally and they will heal.
Kausha suruali. That's the only way.
Anika,
Kausha suruali.
anika
Anika kwa
swali nje.
jua. Now,
Hebu rudisha hiyo swali ya
Nyokabi.
Zuena. Nirudishe.
No,
Rudisha swali ya Zuena.
ameuliza mbona ujipake uso maskara na hiyo kitu ni ya kutengeneza kalvari. That's what she's not understanding. But we were just telling her it's a way of
Because
enjoying. Una explore other things.
because it has nice elements. The sperm count has very nice elements in it, some very nice scientific elements in it that can also help you with your skin. That's why you apply it on your skin. It helps you with your skin and it also spices up the sex experience.
Does
Yes,
it also
Ellie, your
apply for
question.
the female? Because if kama sisi tuko nayo pia tunaweza waomba yao tujipake ndio tusikie
Hapana,
utukufu. Okay.
hapana.
Men, do not say Nyokabi said, because that's, sometimes people think what works for North also works for South. It is not always the same. I have a very interesting question here, Nyokabi, and it should be one of our last ones. We've talked everything about the signals, the libido, the food, and everything. All this is geared towards one thing:
Yes.
kuenjoy na
Yes.
kuenjoy maisha. Now, tupe tu styles tu mbili zenye tunaweza lala nazo leo tusikie vizuri, kwa sababu hizi vitu hatuwezi maliza. What are the most appropriate ones that will make you feel una enjoy?
You know, Ellie, I'm going to mention the one style that people don't like to talk about, the
Tell
missionary
us.
position. Now, the reason why I'm going to mention the missionary position, number one, it is because it is very intimate, and
And
number
because
two,
people
you're
are
able to
praying.
touch. Yes, the man is on top, the woman is akochini. That's the missionary position.
Hivyo.
And there are so many ways of variating the missionary position. From the missionary positions, you can come to the girl on top. You can come to the sitting position where you're sitting and facing one another. So there is a lot that you can do with the missionary position before you even try any other positions. There are so many variations of the missionary position. I don't know, Ellie, if you have one of my pictures
Endelea
that I
tu
have saved.
endelea tu, maybe Mungu atanionekania nitapata. Niko nakuanga na tabia mbaya, I
Iko
can
hapa kwa
find it
sexual
somewhere.
health clinic. Yes, iko kwa sexual health clinic, you can share one of my variations of the missionary positions. So there are so many ways that you can utilize the missionary position. And the men, if you can be clever with the missionary position, you can be able, as you penetrate or as you thrash, you can be able to stimulate your woman's clitoris in the process. So don't underestimate the missionary position. Don't take it for granted. Use it. Now, I've been told to give you two positions that can actually improve your sexual experience. From the missionary position, you can move into the spooning position. Now, the spooning position also forces you and your partner to come closer to one another and to communicate so that you can be able to penetrate each other. And for your information, don't ask me whether these positions are affected by size. Size is an issue of the mind. It's really not an issue of sex positions. In fact, there's this the normal inches or the normal size is ideal for most of these positions. So the sex position does not really, the size of the penis does not really play key role in any sexual position. It's about communicating with your partner, adjusting your body, considering the weight of your partner, considering their flexibility and their ability to switch into positions that can help. I can see in the positions here nimepatiwa kuna reverse cowgirl. Reverse cowgirl is the one that the face of the man is facing the back of the woman. So there's that reverse cowgirl. There's the scissors. The scissors is very a bit complicated to get into. You partners have to be very flexible to get into the scissors position. You have to agree because there are women who don't like to be lifted like that. But from the missionary position, you can go to the reverse cowgirl and you can move to the scissors position. So from the missionary position, you can really develop many styles from it. So I encourage partners who are here, sexual partners, from today's show, set improving the missionary position as your relationship sexual goal for this week. And then leave your comments down below and let us know how that went. Improve your missionary position from the man lying down to the man, from the woman lying down to the woman sitting up, to switching the other way around, from the coming to the cowgirl position, girl on top, man down, and then the man comes up and you sit up. There are so many variations, to falling down into the spooning position, to falling down into the scissors position. All those positions can come from the missionary. So experiment on them and explore on them. Ellie, did you find my picture?
You know, the problem of dealing with Nyokabe is one. She sends me a
Yes,
lot of good positions. I'm trying to look for the best one. So I'm in my archives looking. But meanwhile, you
that's
can take a few questions if they are there so that we can be able to. If there are any questions, kindly ask so that we can conclude the cast. And
yes.
your final thoughts actually about tonight's discussion, Nyokabe.
So I found the variation of the missionary position. I don't know whether they can be able to see it.
I
If
will,
you
I
go
will,
to
I will try to upload it for you so that we can be able to share it.
Yes. So if you
Yeah.
find it, you can find the face to face, the one I said you, the man comes up and the woman comes up and you're facing one another. There is a reverse cowgirl, which one of us has shared there. There's the woman on top, which is a cowgirl, and then you can flip from the missionary position into the doggy style, and now spooning and the scissors position. So all these positions are at your disposal when it comes to the missionary position. So I don't know which are some of the questions that are there that we can answer. Ellie, are you seeing any questions?
Well,
Kuna kifo cha mende.
apart from kifo cha mende,
Yes, that's the missionary. Catherine, hi Catherine, it's been a while. Kifo cha mende bwana. Catherine amepotelea wapi?
and Shishwini shays any day, cowgirl any day. So you know what
Yes,
kind of people we are tonight. People who are ready to
Daughters of
explore.
Sarah.
Yes, daughters of Sarah. Yeah,
Which
there's
is
this
the best
question
position
here.
if you need to get a baby? Boy or girl? Positions don't matter, by the way. There is this theory that goes around that there are positions that work very well for the boy or the girl. Not really. It's just the release of ejaculation by the man and the egg being ready in the womb, and fertilization takes place, and the rest is God's doing. I don't believe in those theories that are provided online that there is positions that work for the girl and the boy. I don't. I really don't. I don't find it to be founded or to be well and to be well told that I can believe it. So I believe any position works for any. The issue of the boy or the girl is the issue of the Y and the X release all of those chromosomes. So for me, that's my position with that particular question. The yoni steaming is a natural and gentle hostelic approach to vaginal steaming. Yes, that is what yoni steaming is. And that is a man. So Gilbert, you don't get to do yoni steaming. But you can bring your wife, nimfanyie yoni steaming. Next question.
Somebody's asking me about the bicycle. I don't know what bicycles have done, but I
We
believe
said
it's
that
supposed to.
sex is not we said that sex is not like riding a bicycle. It is a love language, it is an art. You have to keep on improving. If you can't stay with the same styles, the same perception, with the same, improve yourself as you move forward. Juu ya hiyo story nimeenda kutafuta bwana. Zena, enjoy your night with your partner. Hussein, enjoy your night with your partner. Yeye ameenda kutafuta bwana yake, wamalizane haraka ni haraka. Leo ni leo. Kimeumana.
So Nyokabi, I believe we can
Yes,
never
sir.
have enough time to explore all this stuff. And thank you so much for coming to the show tonight. For
You're
every other
welcome.
person that is watching, this is information that you'll pay a lot of money for. So why not share it for free to the rest of
Yes.
your friends and tag your boyfriend or partner so that they can equally learn. The whole point is not about asking you to go out there and become cheerful givers, but in fact,
Yes.
it's to teach you on how you can maximize on your relationships, especially for those ones who are a couple. Tuendelee kazi next week. See us the same place, same time. Yokabi, any final remarks?
Watu wajibambe. Have a good time. Enjoy. I want to talk to the ladies for 1 minute early. Sex, enjoy also. Don't focus on your partner ati sijui nini. Ati how much do you charge for yoni steaming? Nipate hapa kwa simu nikuambie. Sasa unataka nitangaze hapa kwa Facebook. So enjoy your wawekee namba eli wanitafute tuwafanyie yoni steaming. It
For those
depends on
who
the
want their yoni to be yonid na
to be
steam,
yoni. Ndio hiyo namba hapo, viti niko
just
nazo, hubs niko
Nyokabi.
nazo. Yes. So
Find
get in touch
Nyokabi.
so that we customize it to you. So ladies, enjoy also. Don't just say ati nafanya ndio yeye afurahie ati to satisfy them. Enjoy also. And then take care of yourself. Take care of your hormones. Take care of your vagina. Take care of everything about you so that it becomes enjoyable and it becomes exciting. Take care of your weight. Take care of your dress code. I mean, take care of everything that makes you feel beautiful and makes you feel like a woman. And your sex will never be the same. You will experience orgasm. Utakuwa ukiuliza atakuja saa ngapi mumalizane. Hata hivi sahii uko na low libido.
Talking of low libido, Nyokabi equally deals and supplies some products that can help with that, especially in men. So get in touch. That is her contact, and she'll be able to assist you. So it's been fun having you guys, and I hope you learned a lot quite in this cast. So see you again on Friday on Art in Heart as we discuss issues to do with anger. On Saturday, we'll be hanging out again with Nyokabi Kamau. Now on more serious talks, that is on family issues, and this time we're talking next of kin. On Sunday, same place, same time, from that is in fact 9:30 p.m. Kenyan time. I'll be hosting a very interesting guest. You just have to wait and see who she is. See you then. It's been a pleasure. Until next time, my name is Likuyani Eli, and my guest is, of course, Nyokabi GK Kamau. Follow her on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and the name is Nyokabi GK Kamau, +254 780 +254 780 You know how we do it. In case you love what we're doing, send us a comment, refer us to other people, and of course, remember to subscribe to our Facebook, which is Likuyani Eli or slash the Arts in Heart. And of course, follow us the same handle on YouTube. That is the Arts in Heart. You can equally find Nyokabi Komao on YouTube. Till next time, my name, as I said, is Likuyani Eli. Ciao, ciao.